As I lay in human waste, consumed by the stench, flat on my back, chained to a splintered bench. Wrench at a scream type I heard before. Little girl being raped strikes to my core. In pain and stained by the beast that she begs. Little womb destroyed, blood down her legs. Impregnate fate, hate. The demon marks got a bell from hell. Now food for sharks. All of my people who in and exhale. Fail see the lies, locked in a jail. Veil over eye, blind and don't see. Only thing changed, time and day be. Beat till I'm limp, some kind of sick. By huncher fist boots, sticks and bricks. Drenched by a fluid, not a favorable sign. By the smell, it wasn't water, but the flammable kind. Broken bones, mangled flesh, saw kids on a perch of a building, realized demons came from church. Praising God, killing me. What's the catch? Before I said my prayer, in the air was a match. Drama thick as I'm shot in my arm, foot, and leg, blood spray. Beasts cheer and hear me beg, wouldn't let me die of fate for real. Kinda fiendish, demons for sport, cut off my penis. Don't have the words for pain so severe. Took my scrotum sack, used a souvenir, heard snap on my neck, core hatred root, released my body fluid, swung a strange fruit. All of my people who in and exhale, fail see the lies, locked in a jail, veil over eye, blind and don't see. Only thing changed, time and day be. Road burn, every turn spin of the wheel. Fate seal, body, flesh, skin start to peel to the bone, blacking out. Heard them laugh. Now my journey over, body split in half. 4-1 in the air, half landed hot. Cold, my loving spirit bloodied up my spot. Heard Jeff rattle breath confirm. Worst fear, cold and spirit slip away, left with cold tear. Peace and greetings. I wanted to start this post off with a song that I wrote in the probably around 2003, 4-ish area, mid 2000s, around when Amadou Diallo was slain. And the purpose of it at the time, it's called Reflections, and the purpose of the post or the song was to show that as things change, they stay the same. Because it was prompted by people stating how far we've come as a country as it relates to the treatment of African Americans. And I was saying, no, it's relative. So instead of complaining about it, I wrote a song. And within the song, I mark several different time periods. The middle passage, which is the first verse, the describing the middle passage in a graphic way, because that's where it can resonate with people. The raping of a little girl and people not wanting to deal with Africans not wanting to deal with it and jumping over the ships to where it's documented where sharks would follow the ships because it became food for sharks. And the next two verses were about lynchings, and I describe it graphically. You can go back and listen to the words and the scenes that I described. And along with that, especially in the third verse, you're talking about it was a carnival atmosphere. People went to church, atmosphere like those bill cards that you put out promoting a party or any other function. And people left church and then they came out and watched the lynching, not just the hanging, but the mutilation of a body, the cutting off of penises, the scrotum sacks used as souvenir, other types of decapitation, burning, charring of the body, all in one setting, in one event, if you will. And then I ended the song with murders in Jasper, Texas, with a Mr. Bird, body being dragged behind a truck until he was decapitated, parts of body, limbs broken apart, and then finishing finally with Amadou Diallo with the 41 shots. And as you could tell, as we see, we could still continue with killings and all types of way of being murdered within this country. So that's the song Reflections. But what prompted me to do it this way and at this time was a post I saw on Facebook a couple weeks ago. But I just have taken the time just to rejuvenate and do other things and not be on Facebook as much. But this was prompted by someone posting that there were killings in the African American community by African Americans and not by the police. And in the context in which I observed it, it was like, see, they're killing each other, and none was done by the police, as if killing of any kind, be it by law enforcement or by people, civilians killing themselves, is a good thing. So I say all of that to say that prompted me to do this reflections and title this post "The Hate That Hate Produced," in reference to violence. So prior to going any further, if that person would have done their due diligence, and any other people who want to promote that type of posting, they would see in their research, if they've done it properly, that most people who kill people generally is done within their own community. So they're not showing the statistics of Europeans who are killing Europeans, and some of the biggest killings of Europeans, Civil War. But people don't want to attach or connect those types of things. But nevertheless, you generally kill those who are around you, who live by you, generally. That's one. The next thing that makes this interestingly appropriate, as I did reflect, as I was actually doing it, I thought now, as of this posting, there's programming speaking about Black Wall Street, the Greenwood section in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the anniversary of the massacre of African Americans, and I believe there was also some Native Americans within the community were killed, and it went from May 31st through June 1st. And at a certain point sanctioned by our government, because you're talking about planes being flown over, and over that section dropping bombs and um, ammunition and weapons being given out to conduct this massacre. So what's my point in bringing all of this up? Well, anyone studying any type of human behavior in terms of psychosis, when one is subjected to hate or violence upon their person for a period of time, they in turn will then manifest violence to themselves as well as those around them, because the mind adapts. That's the uniqueness of the human mind. It will adapt and then manifest. So if it will adapt to, it will take in, germinate, then it will manifest that which it has taken in. So if we were to reverse that and it's about love and being educated, then that's what will be manifested. But this country was founded upon violence, and onto the Native Americans by the Europeans who came. And then as Africans were enslaved here, that violence then continued upon the Africans. And now, fast forward to 2021, and from between the time of our first landing, excuse me, and work, excuse me, it would make sense that we are manifesting that violence upon ourselves, because that's the violence that has been manifested in us. Because keep in mind, our culture was systematically or systemically removed from us, stripped from us, and we were taught to be what we are today. So I say to the person who put the post and those who do that, Europeans' hands aren't clean. So if we are manifesting this, and there are a group of us, there's a lot of us Africans who don't even claim being African, where I'm an American or I'm black, as if there's a country called Black Land. Um, we want no parts of the continent in terms of claiming it for ourselves or us being a part of it. So that means we are claiming that which we were and our immediate ancestors were born, brought here, and continue to procreate and to where I'm sitting here and others are sitting here. So we are quote Americans. So if we are quote Americans in that sense, then we were taught to be this way from those who actually manifest that violence within themselves and amongst themselves. So I wanted to, in short, show things don't happen in a vacuum. One. Two, that all of us need some work. We need work and to correct this problem, not correct, address this big issue of systemic racism, self-hate, because in order to teach hate, that means you are have a disconnect with the universe within you or the God force within you, so you hate yourself, so that you teach and manifest that behavior onto others. And then those others, meaning the enslaved Africans or now the African Americans, are now doing it to each other. Because we know we can't go out and do it to Europeans because the system is set up to where you will get dealt with swiftly and severely. So you have the hate. We have the hate within us. So we're now manifesting it frequently and consistently on each other, and that is always a constant fight. For those of others, be it European or any other ethnicity, inclusive of African Americans, that say, "Oh, we're focusing on law enforcement and the hate that they're doing and the killings and the abuse that they're doing upon African Americans, but you don't speak about the killings within your own communities." Yes, we do. That's just not where it's not a sexy story, so the media is not there to document those activists within each of the communities within the cities and suburbs of America, uh, that will show that there's constantly trying to find and come up with ways to try to stop, curb, and address the violence within ourselves. So that's a misnomer, and I just wanted to make sure I'm on record stating that. Also, as it relates to the violence. No, I don't even need to go for it because now it's starting to get redundant. So you get the point, you get the picture. So what we need to do is to focus on healing ourselves individually. And for those and to heal yourself, you must go within and connect with that God force within you. Meditation very much helps. Connecting with those who are promoting of that type of behavior, and then from there, and educate yourself so that you can create value within yourself, African American. And then as we educate ourselves with education, not training, then that could be shared with others. So share, be it by direct conversation for those allies who want to learn as they're learning with with the information and the documentaries and such that are being shown. And more importantly, it could be shared with others by the way we manifest, the way our ways and actions. That speaks more than you verbally telling someone something. They see that you're acting in or being in a civilized manner, being the mothers and fathers of civilization, the first to be civilized and to civilize. So then that will fall in lockstep, if you will. So again, peace, Hotep. I pray each and every one of you are being safe. Enjoying yourself as the country is, quote, reopening. Continue to wash your hands. Should do it anyway. Be respectful of others. Get some vitamin D. Laugh a lot. Oh, plug. Want to plug my oldest daughter. She has her own company, Unique and Lovely Designs. This is one of her masterpieces, a shirt that says, and I'm reading it, trying to read it through the camera, The healing of my bloodline comes through me. Yeah. Peace to Unique and Lovely Designs. That's what I called her since she was 4 years old. So the creator's good. She's taken that and created her own company. One love. All right, Hotep, Wakanda forever.